at 6 o'clock. My name is Olivia Smith, and this is your evening news. First off, breaking news regarding the Hudson's Bay Company and Northwest Trading Company. As you know, these two companies have had a very competitive rivalry right from the beginning, but this has changed. Both companies are steadily going downhill on their way to bankruptcy. The Hudson's Bay has been forced to hire many Northwest Company employees. Working together, they can no longer hold on to old rivalries. The two greatest trading companies in the world have joined, and this is going to be a huge breakthrough in the trading industry. Stay tuned for more information on this historic event. Now, Sarah Black has your fashion report.
Thank you, Olivia. Now on to the latest fashion, beaver hats. Fashion icon Rudolph Vaughn has invented the accessory of the year. Any socialite would be lucky to own one of these hats. They seem to symbolize high class. These hats are made from felt that was crafted from the fine, thick undercoats that are sheared from beaver pelts. Your worn-out hats can be traded in for the new hats at your local trading post. We will be right back after this short message.
Hey folks, are you looking for a job in the Northwest Trading Company?
I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, talk to John here. He is one of our most prominent workers. So we're going to ask you a few questions, okay? Do you like working for the Northwest Trading Company?
Yes.
Do you get paid well?
Yes.
Is it a good working environment?
Yes.
Do you like meeting all the people?
Yes.
Do you like all the travel?
Yes.
So do you like the places you go to?
Yes.
How's that?
Wow, I want a job. How can I get it?
Send a letter to 1234 Robson Way, Canada.
Okay, I'll send it right now. And we're back, live on location, for a very special report on the country wise and the fur trade. With me, I have Mrs. Elizabeth Brown, who is indeed a country wife. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
So, what are you doing right now?
I'm picking berries and drying leaves for the winter.
Okay. And as a country wife, what are some of your other roles?
Well, we make moccasins, and we pitch tents, dry meat, everything a wife does.
Wow, why is it so important for you to marry in with the natives?
Well, we act as interpreters and give our husbands knowledge about the customs of fur trade.
Oh, I see. Sounds like you've got quite a busy life going on.
It is a busy life, but I enjoy it.
Well, thank you very much for letting us come here, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
Hello, now we have a very special guest, Pierre Bonga, who is the only known for the West Indian to have been a voyager. Welcome, Pierre.
Thank you. I am pleased to be here.
So, tell us what exactly as a voyager is your job.
We people take the canoes all the way up the rivers and collect furs from the trading posts. We also deliver some to the trading posts as well.
Oh, what is the first stage of your journey?
Well, usually I start with my provisions up in Montreal and go up the Ottawa River and across the Mattawa Lake area. And then I go up the French River and across the northern part of the Georgian Bay and then get to the shore of Lake Superior, and that'll lead us to the Grand Portage.
Whoa, wow, is that all the first stage?
Yeah, the second stage begins when we load up the smaller canoes with all the goods and stuff, and then we travel through the Lake of Woods to Lake Winnipeg and on the other side of small rivers.
You have a very busy life. Do you enjoy it?
It's pretty good. Well, actually, we do get to see much more of this beautiful country that we have.
Thanks for joining us.
Mark.
Well, folks, that is all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. Your local Native Idol is up next.
Today we're going to be taking you through a fascinating journey of what your community did today. Starting with an interview with a coeur de bois.
Coeur de bois, interesting. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Smith and now I'm in New France. Okay, so we're here to interview with representative of Coeur de bois. Hi there.
Hi,
So what's your name?
Perrin.
Okay, nice to meet you. So I have some questions to ask you. So who created the Coeur de bois and do you have any celebrities of Coeur de bois?
Yeah, Summer de Champlain made coeur de bois, and Michael Garrison and Medal Tigre sailors are celebrities.
Okay, so did you come to New France to make a colony or what?
Colony? No, we're not colonies. We don't have any desire to like stay here permanently.
Okay, so come down. So are you guys independent company or are you like in like certain company?
Yeah, we are independent company because we don't need any monopolies.
So when you're trading, what did you pay the natives with? Money or?
Not the money. We paid them like metal hatchets, pots, and glass beads.
Cool. So okay, please. Thank you for participating. Bidding like quarterfall and yeah.
I'm sure it was. And now we move on to the weather.
Today's weather is expected to be very cold, possibly even lows of negative 63 degrees. A snowstorm is blowing in from the north and may pile up snow as much as 3.6 meters deep. Ice will show up and may get as thick as a third of a meter. I don't know about you guys, but I almost prefer the short 3-month summers when the miseries of black flies and mosquitoes come. And now we have some warnings and advice from people who live in the area. Captain Christopher Middletones warns people not to open their wine bottles during the upcoming storm or else they will freeze. Henry Kelsey, 1667-1724, a famous English fur trader, started his exploration of North America as a young employee of the Hudson's Bay Company.
He was a great man, Henry Kelsey.
Yes, yes he was. Well, we're going to move on to Samuel Hearn, who also died today, and we'll give Jimmy here a bit of a break. So here it is.
Samuel Hearn, 1745 to 1792, was an unlikely explorer. He failed almost all of his subjects in school and then went on to educate himself by joining the Royal Navy. It was here that he learned the basic skills of navigation. In 1769, Hearn was sent on the first of 3 explorations. His goal was to find a rich copper mine. Although unsuccessful on the first 2 expeditions, on his third, he met Mantaniva, a great hunter and chief who taught him how to survive. In the next 2 years, he had traveled more than 6,000 kilometers, and he found his copper mine.
That quite wasn't as sad, now that you're all put together again.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to the financial report, which I did earlier today. So take a look at what's new. Hello everybody. Today some very breaking news happened. Beaver is so valuable, it was turned into money today. It's called Made Beaver. It's a permanent adult beaver fur. Made Beaver tokens can be spent at HBC stores. And now you can get money for your fur. So this is how it works. 1 whole moose is 2 made beavers. And then 1 black bear is 2. And 2 otters is 1. And it's just sort of like that now. And it costs, to get a brass kettle, you have to spend 1 made beaver. And a gun is 12. So you guys better have a lot of fur stocked up in your cabinets. So that's all for tonight.
Okay, see you tomorrow at 7 a.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay, see you tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Yes.
Yep. Are you done? I'm going home.
Nope,
I'll go
not
play
done. Sit
Call of
back
Duty.
down. We ask you guys to please think about Henry Kelsey. Well, we'll see you next time.
Hi, you're watching News at 6 with Lou Queens and Cassie Jansen. Today's a very special episode. We were going to go over a little bit of the history of Canada.
We have interviewed some of the local natives, learning their ways of cooking and transportation. We have also interviewed someone from the Pemmican War, Lord Selkirk, I think it is, and Simon Fraser and Alexander Mackenzie.
But before we get to that, here's Jim with the weather.
Thank you. Okay, most of Canada is sunny and a little bit snow and drought. And Yukon is raining. Thank you.
Hello, here we are today with Elisa. She was traveling with the native folk and she will now teach us, show us how to make sweet bread.
Okay, we start off with a bowl of flour, and we have some salty water in here.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I'm going to mix it all together. And then I'm going to knead it with my unwashed hands, and that is where all the flavor comes from.
That's a little bit gross, yeah.
No, it's all the dirt and animal flavor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to form it into little cakes
Oh.
and put them in the frying pan.
That's full of grease there.
Yeah, nice and hot.
Also, quite disgusting, but okay.
Flip them over. And here you go.
Ah.
Hot and fresh.
Smells good. Back to Cassie.
And now we're here with Harry. He's going to teach us a bit about how to make news.
Hi, it's good to be here.
Well, it's nice that you can have us. So, tell us, Harry, how do you make news?
Well, what we did was we took a 7-foot tree and we hollowed it out and we took the bark and we covered it.
Oh, okay. So is that what they're doing there? Got it. So, typically, how many people can a canoe fit?
It fits about 6 people and it can hold 1,500 kilograms. And what they did was they sing songs to make time go by.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting. Okay, back to the news. Hi, we're back with Simon Fraser. He's going to tell us a little bit about his journey.
Well, thank you, Cassie. I'm happy to be here. Well, to begin with, in about 1805 through 1808, I set up in what is now called British Columbia, BC. I set up a post called Fort Macleod, Fort Fraser named after myself, Fort James, and Fort George. I liked it because it looked like Scottish Highlands. I called it New Caledonia. In 1808, near the end of my journey, I followed the Fraser River, named after myself also, thinking that it was the Columbia River. It took me all the way to coast. I soon abandoned the canoes that I was riding before because of the terrible rapids. While we were traveling, we were not very welcomed by the natives. It wasn't a very good time.
Is that all you have to say?
Pretty much.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here.
Yep.
Alright, so here we are with, stay down, we can cut it out. So here we are with Alexander Mackenzie. Mackenzie, tell us about yourself.
Well, I lived in a fort called Chipewyan by a lake called Athabascar. And I really lived a boring, depressing, lonely life there.
Why is that?
I guess because there's no adventure. But later on July 14th, 17, what year was that? Well, it was well, I found the Arctic Ocean, and then later on July 22nd, 1790 through 4, I found the Pacific Ocean.
So you found an ocean?
Yes.
That's pretty great, isn't it?
Yep.
Awesome. Have a good night.
Oh man, I was forgetting
Welcome
things.
to the news. We are here with Lord Selkirk. And tell us about the war.
Okay, the war is started because the Hudson Bay Company created a settlement along the river to stop the buffalo from getting to the Northwest Company.
Okay, and what was your important thing that you did?
I captured Fort William.
Okay. And after you died, what happened?
After I died, the two companies merged together.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
you for watching News at 6, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
And good night.
Welcome to Canada News with our best reporters.
We consider this company a good investment. In exchange for some basic supplies, HBC returns ships during the summer with valuable beaver pelts, which were made into fashionable hats. HBC's main depot is called York Factory. Natives from all over Rupert's Land bring furs here to trade. There is one drawback in doing business in remote Canada: the time it takes to relay messages. Prices set in London were frequently modified in Canada based on actual fur supply. All in all, we give this company 2 thumbs up. Today we're talking about Hudson Bay Company. It was started in 1670 by Pierre Radisson and Medard Dickinson under King Charles II.
Have you ever wondered where your furs come from? Sure, they're from the new colonies in Canada, but how do they get from the Indians to your hat boxes? Have you ever wondered who the mediator is? I am here to inform you on this very matter. The Hudson Bay Company's main trading post and export business is called the York Factory, made of 30 buildings and businesses. This post is home to many. The inhabitants of this post have nearly all the comforts of England, as they have doctors, a church, a hospital, a library, a smithy, a bakehouse, and many other various stores and houses. From here, the beautiful Canadian furs are shipped to England. The furs from here are processed, cleaned, and sold to the privileged English people.
A creative kind of treaty has swept over the new land. This is nothing new to the native peoples, apparently having been used in plain ceremonies far before any of the Frenchmen joined in on the celebration. After the natives have pitched their tents outside of our trading posts, they would engage in a contract of sorts, not legally binding, but even more set in stone to the natives. The factor would join the chief and his men outside of the trading post and partake in the peace pipe. Carved of a special stone found in northern Minnesota, their stems can be up to 4 feet in length and are ornately decorated with bear claws and eagle talons. The factor would, after greeting the natives, sit down with his Indian fur suppliers and take the pipe in 2 hands and slowly rise with dignity. He then points the end of the stem to the east, or the sunrise, and then to the west. He heartily inhales 3 or 4 times on the pipe. The Indian leader is then presented with the pipe and carries it around the circle to the whole party. When the pipe was finished, the factor would again be presented with the pipe. He would raise the pipe above his head and twirl it 3 or 4 times. The pipe is then laid on a table, and all the natives would show their appreciation for the factor by exhaling the word "ho."
Go stand behind a tree.
It's recording.
Oh. Hi, I'm Sally Hansen, and we're reporting live from a native house. In the bushes! Let's go!
Hi. I'm Sally Hansen.
You must be a native.
I have some questions for you.
How are you affected by the HBC?
The HBC sets up costs that are closer to where I live. It's easy to get there, so I use waterways.
Okay. Do you get paid fairly for your goods, or do you make the prices yourself?
I get paid fairly for my furs, but I control the numbers and quantity of the furs I bring to the pot. If price is not good, I trade only inferior furs.
Okay. Could you show me some pieces that you're selling?
Wool, moose, furs, black bear furs, white fox furs.
Is this one of them? Yeah, try it on.
Well, that's it for today.
The dog came home, ate a pizza, and took a nap. Back to you, Sally.
I'm Sally Hansen, and I'm here to interview I think he's called the Factor.
Let's go find out what he's really called and why.
Hello.
Hello.
So
What
you're
exactly do you do?
I trade for and build trading posts.
And so do you make your own decisions? And on what?
I make some, and I could change the prices of fur if I wanted to.
What's your most valuable item?
Probably beaver fur, because it sells for the highest price.
What other goods do you have?
Well, we have brass kettles, colored beads, tobacco, guns, and brandy and hatchets.
And how does the pricing work?
Most trading items cost 1 beaver fur, or known as made beavers. But guns and pistols are more than that.
And is that a beaver hat that I see?
Yes, it is. Would you like to try it on?
Yes, I would. This is Sally Hansen reporting live. Over and out.